Hi peeps. So as promised, these are my baked clams, but I also call them cheater baked clams, and I'm gonna show you why. So we picked up, actually Terrence did, we picked up a dozen of clams. I got littlenecks. I feel they're pretty good. If you're gonna buy the clams fresh, you have to make sure that they're completely closed. You don't want them open, that means it's not fresh. Once they come home, I go into the sink, give them a good scrub down. I put them on a cookie sheet, and then I put them in the oven for, I have it at 425. And what's gonna happen is the heat is gonna make the clam open, and that's what we want. Now, because this is so like puny, this is my cheating part, people, I add. So I have the bumblebee, I have chopped clams and minced. You could do all chopped, you could do all minced. This is what I like. But I will use the clam inside the shell once it comes out, and then that will get incorporated with this. What you're also gonna need is obviously 4C breadcrumbs. I do have a bottle of clam juice, chicken broth just in case, the lemon, the paprika for the top. Ooh, locatelli cheese, surprise, surprise. I have a half a stick of butter in here with a little bit of olive oil, so that's gonna melt down, but I'm not gonna put it on yet. And in here, I have a fistful of fresh parsley, and I'm gonna use probably, looking at this right now, I'll probably use maybe about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, and I have 1 whole shallot. So I'm gonna put all of this into here, break it down, and I'm gonna saute that in the olive oil and the butter, but I'm gonna wait a little bit because the clams have to come out, and then that's where we're gonna pick this video up again. You're gonna see it is a pain in the tookie, I'm not gonna lie. I put Terrence to work to clean these things out because it drives me crazy. But this is the part 2 of my cheetah version. The best little invention on Amazon. See, Terrence, Amazon is good for things. They are little clam shells. They're aluminum. So if you don't like the clams where you're at, they don't look great, you could just use this. It's really, you're not eating the clam shell, you're just eating all this in here. And you'll have this. What I would do, because I got 12 littlenecks, so that's really 24 big clams. So I'm using 4 cans in total. If you can't get the fresh clams, make it 6. That's it. And then I'm gonna cheat. So I'm gonna use the actual clam shells, but then I'm gonna do some of these. And it's the same thing, people. So don't drive yourself crazy if you can't find decent clams, or if they're like so tiny. You want a decent size like what I had. So when the clams wind up opening, we will come back and I'll show you then what we need to do to clean out the clam. See you soon. Okay, so the clams came out of the oven, as you can see. And you know when they're ready, when they get like this. So open that up, honey. Just pop it open, make sure it's really cool. Take it off. Now what's gonna happen is, there's the clam. You'll see it's not that big. You could just scoop it out with your hands or use a spoon. Throw it aside, put my butter aside. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna have the joint. So show it closer, hon.
There are 2 of them on
Yeah,
this one.
that one has 2 joints. Or you could see it here, like this little piece. I don't like it, I like it out. So Terrence just basically rips it out with his fingernails. And then that is pretty much it. So don't go crazy. So I'm gonna now, the next thing is, okay, now it's your turn, take this. Do that after, please. Because I have to do this. Okay, wipe the hands.
Washy, washy, no
Washy,
yummy,
washy,
yummy.
no yummy, yummy. Okay, whoops.
Here we go.
Okay, so right now I have the butter and the olive oil. So this is the 1 shallot, I use like 5 big cloves of garlic and fresh parsley. I'm gonna put this in here because again, that is your base. So we're gonna cook this up a little bit and let that flavor the oil. I didn't use a lot, like I literally used just a pour, and that's it. So we're gonna get this cooking a little bit. Now, you can see from here that these are the clams that came in. See how tiny they are? So that's why I cheat and I use these as well. So we're gonna put, I like it this way. I don't like whole clams. Some people are fine with it. Not gonna lie, it's skeeving me out a little bit. So I'm gonna put it back in my Cuisinart. You can chop them by hand. You can throw them in your blender, whatever. It's whatever floats your boat, that's what you can do. And then I am gonna put everything, including the juice, in the Cuisinart as well. So I have the 2 of the minced clams, and I have the 2 of the chopped clams. And sometimes too, if there's a little too much liquid, I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm just gonna, well, this one I'll throw it all in. I'm not gonna add the last can of juice for this one, because I also have this on the side that I can use if I don't want to use this. So we're just going to take the clams out of this one. There you go. Okay. Then I'm going to close my trusty Cuisinart. And then what I do is I put it on pulse, because I don't want it completely like mush. It's going to taste like junk. So I just kind of give them a quick chop. Oops. That's it. Believe it or not, that's it. I'm going to go back to this, and you can see that, oh, it smells yummy, yummy. Smells really good. And again, I'll put a little pepper in it. If you want, you could put red pepper. I don't do red pepper because Trish can't do spicy. I don't add salt because we're going to add the cheese in as well. So then I'm going to take this mixture, juice and all, and I'm going to put it in the pan. You want to mix this around so that the garlic, everything is in there. It smells really, really good. Now, even though you see all this liquid, don't get freaked out, because what's going to happen is once you put the breadcrumbs in, it's going to absorb all the liquid that's in the pan. What I like to do is add a half a lemon, sometimes two if you do one. I'd rather, again, add it after on top of the baked clams once they're baked. Your secret, roll the lemon so you can get more juice out of it. I put this heat up a little bit so it comes a little bit of a boil. And then you're going to strain through your hands, the pits. If you don't feel like you're getting a lot of juice, then go use the second one. This one is actually pretty good, I can tell you that much. But I think I am going to use a second one. If you have a juicer, great. More power to you. You can do that as well. I'm going to add another one. Didn't get a lot of juice out of this side. There you go. Just going to squeeze that. So something else to remember too, that the clams, the chopped clams and the minced clams, they're already cooked. So you really don't have to cook this that long. So what I want to do is I just want it to come back up to a boil again. That way I know it's warm. And then that's the part where I'm going to add the breadcrumbs. Again, I'm not a measurer. You could basically tell the consistency by putting it in. So we're just going to say that this is boiling. It smells good. And then, babe, come closer so they could see. So I'm going to start putting in a little bit at a time. Because again, it's going to thicken as you cook this. So there is all that good stuff. And I could see the clams that I just put on pulse. I could still see good sized pieces of clam, but you're not going to get a whole like glob full in your mouth. Now you can see that this is still very, very liquidy. So we're going to add more. And again, a little bit at a time. If you wind up doing too much, that's when your clam juice comes into hand. You can put that back in. So now we're going to mix this all again. Oh, and it smells really, really good. See now, babe, come here and do a close in. You can see how it's getting thicker. You can see the consistency of it. That's what you want. You want it to be able to, once you scoop it with a spoon into the clams, that it's not gonna all pour out on you once you put it in the oven. Okay, so this is definitely better. Again, you can use the clam juice if you want, if you did it too thick, or put a little chicken broth. Now we're gonna put on the Holy Grail. But I call it, I just do a good handful. See, now it's gonna look a little thick, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I have this clam juice left over. I'm just gonna add a little, because I wanna get that cheese all incorporated in there, and I don't wanna have any like giant clumps of cheese within it. And again, you can see the consistency, how it is, and that this would definitely, it's almost like a meatball. How a meatball gets kind of like thick when I show you to do the paste. That's what you want. And again, no salt because you have the cheese. And just really make sure that the breadcrumbs are all mixed through, which they are. I have to do a little taste test first, just to see. It smells really good. Yeah, baby. Okay. Really, really good. And the cheese does make it a little salty. I totally don't need any cheese. So now is basically the stuffing session. So easy. I'm just gonna do a few. You don't have to watch the whole thing. You just put it in. I kind of like making it like a little dome so that it cooks like that, so you can see the thickness too, if you can get that, babe. And then what we'll do is show you these when they come out. Now here is my cheater clam, which is what I call it. You can obviously go higher on this, but just try to make sure that it's even when you put it on your cheater shell, so then that way it cooks evenly throughout the whole clam. And that's what we're gonna do. So picture this by the miracle of magic. These are all done. You don't have to do it, it's an option for you. I just put a little paprika on it. It's also to give it a little color, and it will brown up the clam. If you're, see, I have such a big batch, while I love my air fryer to no end, I can't get these in the air fryer. I have to do them in smaller batches, and I don't have the patience today. So I'm gonna have them on the cookie sheet. I'm gonna put them in the broiler. Again, these are already cooked, so you just want to brown the top. I'm going to put them in the broiler, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So when these all finish bake, I'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. Thank you. We're back. It was probably 8 minutes under the broiler. I had them on bake by accident, didn't realize it, but put them under the broiler. Just got to keep an eye on them. And babe, why don't you pan down here? You can see how brown they are, and they're all nice and crusty. So here are my faked clams, and then here are my real ones. So now we're gonna switch the camera. Can I have the camera? So because Colette wants to see the king take a taste test.
What's her name?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So there you go. So he's got a little one, and he's got a faker. So you want to taste it first before putting the lemon on it?
Always do lemon.
Okay. And we're gonna see how these came out. Don't burn your mouth.
Fully?
Yeah. The Irishman who does not eat seafood,
I eat baked clams.
he eats baked clams. They tasty?
Very good.
Yeah, and then like when you look at, pull your fork away, I know you want to demolish it, but even if you look at the faker clam, look how good that looks. You could totally get away with it. So, all right, here, take this. Oh, he's still eating. Okay. Tell everybody thank you for watching.
Oh, thank you for watching, and wait until tomorrow.